Hello, everybody. Andy Jacob here with the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series. Listen, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you're a founder, you're a CEO. One thing that really becomes a headache for a lot of CEOs is the accounting of the business. I mean, we hear it all the time. A lot of people go to school. They go to school for engineering. They go to school for technology. They go to school for business. Sometimes you get, of course, accounting classes when you're taking, business courses and, engineering classes, but you're not specializing in accounting. So when you're running a business, whether you have a startup or a mid-sized company, one thing that you really have to get your arms around is the accounting of the business. And you need to understand the accounting solution. So there's so much going on with accounting right now. We just had, of course, the big time of year where everybody's paying their taxes. So we wanted to bring a real expert in the field on the show today. His name is Mr. Nikita Volchetskiy. And Nikita is the founder of No Stress Accounting Solutions. He's a seasoned financial expert and advisor with well over 12 years of strategic development, leadership experience in the accounting space. So we wanted to bring Nikita on the show today. Everybody calls him Nick, of course, to talk about no stress accounting, especially for small to mid-sized companies. Nick, welcome to the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series today.
Hey, Andy. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. I mean, you do tax preparation. You kind of offer robust business and tax and accounting solutions for, everybody from Silicon Valley to the small, mom and pop stores, let's say, on the East Coast of America as well. You're really an expert in making accounting solutions. Nick, let's pull the lens back to 30,000 feet like we've become known for. Tell us about the business a little bit, high level, 30,000 feet, and then we're going to get into it.
Gotcha. Yeah, so we are literally an accounting firm that is specialized mostly in the small and mid-sized businesses. And our focus is to introduce something more affordable to small business owners, and that they not need to always think about how to save money on taxes or save money on bookkeeping services, and just focus on their own business and let us take care of all those nitty-gritty things for small businesses and the government requirements.
Yeah, I love it. Of course, you're in Southern California. It's a laid-back vibe there. You've got your T-shirt on. But when it comes to accounting, it's very serious. And your testimonials are remarkable. People love what you're doing at the company. Of course, you have a flexible cloud-based financial accounting service that really any size business can use. And of course, your team in Southern California, the top-notch team of accountants, really delivers a meticulous attention to detail and incredible accuracy for your clients. What type of clients reach out to you, Nick? Who's saying, hey, we heard about hassle-free, we want to come online and sort of use your service?
Yeah, we actually have all types of clients. And believe it or not, we have from small mom and pops, liquor stores, or small restaurants to restaurant chains, and huge cloud-based platforms in our services. So everyone can benefit from our services, I believe. So, and as far as I know, people mostly like it. Yeah.
Yeah, when we looked at it, it looks really interesting. Of course, what you've done, Nick, at No Stress Accounting Services is you've also put together some packages. So whether I'm a startup founder or a more evolved company, I can pick which package is best for me. Is that the way that it works?
That's correct. Yeah. So our mind was set on the providing services not per time base or not per how well your company is doing, but mostly for tailored kind of service. That's what you actually required, and you will be willing to pay, and not that you're going to be stressed really about that.
Yeah, I love it, Nick. Now, let's say I'm about to open a company. Let's say I'm an entrepreneur. I'm all excited. I watch the .com magazine entrepreneur spotlight show. I see all the entrepreneurs I'm going for. I reach out to you. I mean, there's a business registration process for a new company. And I would imagine, Nick, the belief is that when you start a company from your perspective with regard to the accounting and the finances, you want to start that company straight and correct and did everything sort of put in place the right way from the beginning. Is that one of the ideas?
That's correct. That's correct, Andy. So what we did is, I think we offer a great service on that, because we kind of merge the easiest approach from the internet registration companies for the businesses and advisory from the accounting CPA firms that usually people go to. But the downside of the CPA firm that they will charge you a lot of money to register your company, or when you go to this online websites to register the company, you really don't know what you're doing, and they usually push some services that you not really needed. So what we decide that we will give people a free advice on what we think they should register and how they should register, and they always can reach out over the phone, schedule the free consultation for 15 minutes about registration of the company, and then we're only going to charge them $100 for registration, exactly, and just a state fees, whatever state is charging for processing documents.
Well, that's great, Nick. That's a great way to get an entree into their business. And once you develop, for the entrepreneurs watching the show, that trust with a potential client like Nick does with his team for his clients, then what happens is that blossoms into a full-fledged relationship, which I love so much. Now, Nick, you're also known for sort of taking a very holistic, data-driven approach to business consulting, really leveraging your years of experience and your combined team's years of experience. And you really deliver actionable recommendations and insights to your clients. When someone reaches out to you, do you give them a free consultation with the business consulting, or is there a charge for that? How does that work to get started?
Yeah, there is a free consultation. So no problem. They just have to schedule the time that we are available, or the client available. There is no commitments. Also, all of our services, it's month to month, so we don't lock them to a long-term contracts for a year. They have to pay. We don't have any hidden fees on our services, and pretty much our expertise is developed from me working in the big corporations and working with the big ERP softwares for the requires hundreds of accounting team, right, and cost millions of dollars to install and maintain. We just found the approach that how we can leverage it with a few other less expensive softwares and for very much more affordable price that any small business can benefit and don't pay those ridiculous prices.
Yeah, this is a great example for the entrepreneurs watching the show, what Nick's been able to do using technology and inputting technology infrastructure into his platform that makes it so fast, simple, and easy. Now, when we think about tax, Nick, I mean, we're thinking about every single state and, things are changing and the federal regulations are changing. Are you also using some technology to integrate the changes in the business and personal tax rules that occur on a, whether it's a daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly basis?
Obviously, yeah. So by the profession, we are required to read all the new updates from the state, federal tax codes. We have a great CPAs working with us. And, we constantly stay on top of the new regulations. And we always advise the client how to move and how to approach to their kind of particular situations every year. So they will not get screwed up with a tax bill, or they at least got to get prepared.
Yeah, I love it. Of course, you always stay up to date with the latest state and federal regulations. It's what you need to do to stay on top of the game. And your clients expect that. Nick, let's talk about entrepreneurship just for a minute, because we have some people that are maybe thinking about starting a company. Okay, maybe they haven't started one before, or maybe they're about to start another one. From your perspective, from no stress accounting and, the way you approach this, accounting from a holistic sort of standpoint, what are some of the things that founders or younger entrepreneurs should start thinking about when they form their company with regard to accounting? Like how to get it started the right way so that you don't have any problems down the road?
Yeah, so I think the biggest two mistakes people made when they starting the business, it's or they overspent on the beginning because they think they need to use the service, or they need to pay for something, they need to pay for expensive lawyer, or the other mistake they do is they underspend for this business, so they trying to do everything themselves, and usually it's not their expertise, and they get dragged in the things that they're not supposed to do as a business owner or a leader of the company, that trying to move their own business up in a scale. Right. So this is the main two mistakes. So usually I advise people to take their time to do the due diligence, trying to find some free advices, just analyze them, or pay some people for advice. That also will be fine. Or maybe take classes or courses. It's always a good investment in themselves.
Yeah, that's a great investment. Of course, with your background and experience, I mean, you have 12, 15 years of strategic development, leadership, and accounting experience really across a multitude of business sectors when we really look at your background and experience. I mean, in your past, you've bolstered, some companies' growth by over 25% and really have increased their accounting department's efficiency by 50% or more. And it's a very verifiable history that you have of really contributing to the company's growth that you are working with. When I think about it, when someone hires you, Nick, or your team, or the people at your firm, they get all of this background and experience as well. How often do they reach out and say, Nick, I have some accounting questions, but I have some business questions as well that I'm hoping you can help me with?
Oh, it's constantly. So majority of actually our time we spend not just accounting, but advising clients, because they always have a question. They always have a question about what steps they need to take to make the business to move forward, to get in this next revenue tier from $1 million to $10 million, from $10 million to $100 million, how to grow it. So we always advise them on the business related, subjects. And we love to do that. I mean, we're just sharing our experience and opinion about that. So, and we do have a lot of experience and opinion because we have opportunity to work across different industries and with multiple businesses that thrive during the years, or businesses who failed, for different reasons. So we always have something to share with our clients.
Yeah, I love it, Nick. And of course, you're building your company as well. What's the single most important thing that you're looking for when you hire somebody to come on board at No Stress Accounting? Is it their background and experience? Is it their attitude? Is it a can-do attitude? When you're hiring someone to come on your team, what are you looking for them to join the No Stress Accounting firm?
So our employees, mostly, it's the main thing that we look at. It's their dedication, and they have an interest in working, and we're trying to create this environment for them. And I just believe that as long as they're interested in what they're doing, they will perform a good job. And if they will make mistakes, it's not a big deal. We'll find them, we'll correct that. And everyone makes mistakes once in a while. So, so that is the most important thing that we're looking at.
Yeah, I like it, Nick. And of course, one thing that separates you from the pack, I mean, when you speak with accounting firms, you speak with other bookkeeping type firms, one thing that's very interesting is a lot of them are just like, they're numbers people. The numbers have to match, and we're all about the numbers. That's all we want to talk about is the numbers. But you bring sort of a unique sort of strategy, a unique look to your accounting practice, because you're not only interested in getting the numbers right, of course, that's your expertise, but you're also interested in seeing your clients' companies grow. I mean, nothing makes you happier than seeing one of your clients have exponential growth, right?
Exactly, right. So it's I believe it's security for our clients to grow their business. That's why they start the business in the first place, right? So I think the job number one for us is to help them grow the business. And just accounting, yeah, it's what we do, but we also do many other things, and we very laid back. That's true. So we do combine this kind of approach of online services with, like cloud technology and cloud accessibility, but also we do know every client by name, what they do. We very kind of trusted people for our clients because they trust us with their money. So, we kind of have to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And of course, you mentioned you have a number of packages. People can sign up for a month or long-term. It's very self-explanatory. I mean, I went to the website. I could figure out which package I would need immediately. But if people have questions about the type of accounting package that would work best for their company, what do, Nick? They reach out to you and your team and they say, hey, let me tell you about my company. Let me tell you where I'm at. Let me tell you about my revenues, my growth, my strategy. What package works best for me? And then do you sort of consult them on which one of the packages would best serve their company?
Yeah, so they usually start by a phone call with us or by email asking about more details of the service that we provide. And we will obviously kind of try to tell her that for them to pay a little bit less. And if they will be satisfied with the service, they usually sometimes increase the price. Many clients actually ask us to increase the prices, and sometimes we refuse to do that because I don't think we should. So
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, listen, you bring great value. The testimonials are there. One thing that I love when I read about it was, of course, this consultation that you offer. And I love the fact, Nick, that you and your firm really use data analytics to really recognize key patterns and trends within a company. And then you're able to leverage your, multiple years of business to really make actionable suggestions to your clients. And then I love also that you're into KPIs, key performance indicators, and you work with your team to determine the realistic goals and KPIs for your clients. I would imagine that your clients, when you start talking about KPIs and helping them set realistic goals, they say to themselves, wow, this is not just, an accounting service. This is something a lot more than just an accounting service, right?
That's correct. And so we always try to introduce numbers because it's what we do. So more numbers, more statistics, more data-driven approach. I believe it's always a right solution. However, with many of our clients, when we start talking about that, they just usually fall asleep. So we're trying to make it as interesting as possible for them. So we do talk in a simple language. We do explain the difficult things with a very simplistic approach.
Yeah, I love it. Of course, you're able to take the complex and make it very simple for your clients. And I love that so much. Now let's talk about something that people talk about all the time. It's a cost benefit analysis. So let's talk about what that is in terms of a high level for the younger entrepreneurs watching the show, and why those cost benefit analyses are so important to help drive business decisions.
Yes, I think it's one of the most important indicators for the business, actually how the business is spending their capital. So there is no problem to spend millions of dollars in advertisement, right? But it's important to know what this advertisement brings back to the table, right? So how much is cost for user acquisition? How much is the cost for product manufacturing? So, and we trying to give our clients understanding of how well they're spending their money and what actual benefit they're getting from it.
Yeah, I love it. It really makes sense. Let's talk about you being a Xero Platinum partner, because that's a very flexible cloud-based accounting platform, as we know. Let's talk about that platform and how that helps you in your business.
Yeah, Xero is one of our most favorable solutions. It's a very easy software to grow your business on because they're not locking people with userage requirements. So you can add as many users as you want. So and with different permissions. So usually clients will add their store manager or their lawyer or their partners or their other employees and give them different permissions. So everyone have like access for the financial data, also with a sales data, and we can restrict a certain accesses. People can be paid using Xero for their expenses. People can submit their time. You can build a project worksheet with Xero and create an invoice, pay bills, and so on, so on, so on. So it's a very, very user-friendly software that works very well for growing the business. So
yeah, I love it. Of course, one of your testimonials is so incredible, where basically the testimonial in a nutshell says that they've been able to streamline their business processes 10 times faster, with the help of what you're doing at No Stress Accounting, Nick. So it's really powerful. I want to get into entrepreneurship just in a minute, but before I do, how important is it for you and your team to think about, sort of on a daily basis, what can we do to make our clients' lives easier and more streamlined?
Yes, so we actually do that every single month. We're looking for new softwares, new developments that's available, that's coming out on an almost daily basis. We compare different softwares and we kind of introducing them to our clients. And as we've been fixed fee service provider, usually clients don't pay for any of those additional services. So it's usually included within the price. And we just introduce a new way for client to do their business more efficiently. And we're going to teach them how to use it, and usually works very well.
Yeah, it's great. You're helping your clients' businesses really thrive. And I love that so much. That's sort of the main calling card of what you do at No Stress. Let's get into entrepreneurship, because we have some younger entrepreneurs watching the show. They're probably watching you, Nick, and they're watching this guy in Southern California. He's got a great business, and they might be thinking to themselves, I'm hitting a roadblock. Maybe I'm hitting a pothole in the road. Maybe times are a little tough. Maybe they freeze in the frame a little bit. Nick, based on your background and experience, what kind of sort of recommendations can you give to the younger entrepreneurs watching the show that are maybe having a tough time in their business, and how to get through it and keep on pushing?
Well, from my experience, I will say that every tough time for a business is just a new opportunity. You just have to look through it in a different way. And usually for right and correct business entrepreneurs, it will just opportunity to switch to a different business model or do something completely different that doesn't work, obviously, because they're losing money. So this is the first indicator. If you doing a great product, everything's great, and you're not making money out of it, you probably have to take a different approach. And if you don't do that, it's just a sign that you have to do it, and you will gonna go broke. So just explore different opportunities.
I like it. Keep your eyes open, explore different opportunities, And for the branding experts watching the show, I mean, what Nick's done here with the name of the company is a branding exercise, sort of like a Harvard MBA in branding. I mean, when you think about it, so many people with accounting in their businesses, they get stressed out. So what do they want? They want no stress. And here we have Nick with the name No Stress Accounting Services. I mean, it's a great branding exercise for branding experts as well. Nick, this has been great to have you on the show. I love sort of your approach. I mean, you're really just making full service accounting solutions very easy, for your clients, and the word's getting out, and your testimonials are remarkable. So Nick, I'm going to bring you back on the show, down the road a little bit. And maybe I'll have you out on the beach, and I'll be out on the water, and we'll do an interview on the water. So Nick, it's great to have you on the show. And thanks so much for coming on the .com Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series today.
Thank you, Andy. It was a pleasure to be here in .com Magazine, and looking forward to our next session.